guys, this is Christy with Create with Christy. I am back with my 12 Days of Crafting Advent Calendar video series. I've done day 1 through 5 already, and if you've missed any of those videos, just look down in the description below and you'll find the 12 Days of Crafting Advent Calendar video series playlist that I have. So just click on that link and you can catch up on all the videos. Now, this Advent calendar is from Stampin Up. It is on the last chance list, but it's still available. It's $99, and believe me, it's the best $99 you can spend. It's great, except for the starter kit. I almost forgot about that. That's actually a better deal if you get the starter kit, but this is a close second. Let's open this up. Everything you get in this kit is just unbelievable. So we've got a new product for each day, and what I'm doing with my video series, I am making a card that features... I'm making a card for each day's product. That's a better way to say it. So like day 1 were these dies. So that's why I featured on the first card. Like I said, days 1 through 5, you can find videos down below in that. Click on that, my playlist for this series. This also comes with a stamp set. So it comes with a complete stamp set and all these different products. Now, if you're going to make this card along with me, I'll reveal day 6 here in just a minute. But if you want to make this along with me, you want to make sure that you get these 2 stamps here. The heart stamp, and the birthday wishes. That's all I'm going to use. I'm actually not going to use any dies. I'm just going to use my day 6. So I think the suspense has been killing you. So let's see what's on day 6. I love these. These are little puffy embellishments. You get 2 sheets of them. But aren't they adorable? I really, really like them. They're nice and thick. You'll be able to see them a little better here when I start making the card. But this is for the day 6. So that's what I'm going to be featuring on today's card. Now, if you want to get the card kits for all of the cards I'm making in this video series, you can get them free when you place at least a $99 order with me. That is after you redeem any rewards and before any shipping and tax gets added on. I will send you the card kits to make each card in this series. Plus, I want to make sure you know, like if I'm using the DSP that's here in day 2, you have to use your own DSP. I don't provide those in the kits, but all the cardstock and things like that. That's not part of the kit. I do give you. You'll have to have your own ink pads and things like that. But it's the consumable products that you get in the kits. So I'm going to go ahead and close this up since I've already revealed it. I've told you what stamps you need. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to grab my card base first. This is a piece of Secret C. It's 5.5 by 8.5. I'm just going to fold this in half like so. When I fold my cards in half, I always just line up those corners. You don't have to look at the long sides. It's a lot easier. Just line up those corners, and it gets it right in half for you. Now, this one I'm going to have the fold be on the top, so I'm going to put that over to the side. Then, if you get my card kits, I also do the embossing for you if it's something that's not in the kit. So this is actually going to be a sneak peek for everybody. This is a brand new embossing folder. It's called All in a Row embossing folder. And this is what it looks like. It's one of our regular ones. It's not a 3D, but this is what it looks like. And this is a piece of crushed curry. It's 5.25 by 4. So like I said, if you get these kits when you place that $99 order, that will be embossed for you. And I might as well grab this too. This is a piece of Secret C faux linen ribbon. It's 7 inches long. I'm going to grab my tear and tape. And this is just going to go right across the middle. I wanted to break up that yellow just a little bit. So just get it close to the middle. It doesn't have to be perfect. Fold it over. Make sure there's enough of the ends to wrap around on each end. I'm going to bring this around. And I usually do this first, and I forgot. What you do is just take some tear and tape. And I make it longer than the width of the ribbon. And I just put a couple pieces here, the base of my left thumb. Then I can lay this down. It still looks like it's about in the center. There we go. And then I will bring this around. Make sure it's nice and straight. And it is. Bring this around. I've got it taut, not too tight. Because if you do it too tight, it'll make the cardstock bow. But you want it nice and snug. That way it doesn't go moving around on you. So that is ready. Since I've got this all wrapped around and I'm not wrapping around anything else, I can go ahead and put this on the card base. So when it's embossed, I especially make sure that tear and tape is pushed down so there aren't any air bubbles. It makes it a lot easier when I go to take the paper backing off. And I just kind of go in between where the ribbon and the end of the tear and tape is, or are. Jiggle it. If you start to get the adhesive to come up with it, Then just push it all down again and start on the other side. But that time I got just the paper backing. Do the same thing over here. This side's a little longer. And sometimes, too, I find a place where it's not embossed. That makes it even easier. Sometimes when you get in a little groove, like right here, you might end up pulling up the adhesive, too, and you don't want to do that. Now, I need to add some more adhesive on here, though. I almost forgot. So I'm actually using the tear and tape to hold down my this card layer and also the ribbon. Bring this in. Make sure that the fold is on top. Actually, in this case, it doesn't matter because this embossing looks fine this way too. But from here on out, make sure that fold is on top because we don't want things upside down. So I'm going to put this to the side. Now I'm going to do some stamping. Grab this piece of basic white. This is a 4 by 2 inch piece of basic white cardstock. This is a photopolymer stamp set, so I'm going to grab my Stampin' Pierce mat because this foam foundation really helps the photopolymer stamp really, really well. I'm going to grab a Secret C. And I'm going to stamp this piece. This is like the paper on the bottom of a cupcake, because that's what we're building, our cupcakes. I'm going to put this close to the middle, this direction, and up just a little bit. Not all the way down here. I'm going to come up just a little bit. That looks pretty good. Okay. And just to help me with eyeballing some stuff, I'm going to take the cupcake top, and I'm going to use crushed curry. And this will just get stamped right on top, like so. And that looks fine. So now I'm going to go ahead and do the other two, because there will be 3 cupcakes all together. Put this one right next to it, centering from the edge. Oops, wrong color. How many of you have done that before? Got a little blue on that yellow ink pad, but I'll get that off. Thankfully, it's not Daffodil Delight or Lemon Lolly. It'll be easy to crushed curry's a little darker. Okay, now I've got my Secret C right. There we go. Now I want to use my crushed curry. Grab this. What I love about photopolymer, you can see right where you're stamping. There we go. So I've got my cupcakes built. I'm going to go ahead and put this on a piece of Secret C cardstock. This one is a 4 1/4 by 2 1/4 inches. Put some adhesive on the back of this. So just go right here in the center. There we go. I'm going to grab this little piece. This is a 3 inch by 1/2 inch piece of basic white. I'm going to grab that Birthday Wishes stamp, ink it up with Secret C also. And I'm going to stamp it right here in the middle. There we go. I love the photopolymer that way too. Being able to see, I can do it on a little narrow 1/2 inch piece and get it centered just right. One more thing to stamp, might as well get that done. So make sure that a 5/4 inch side is along the top. You don't want to do it this way, do it this way. We're going to do a little cupcake here at the bottom. Left or right doesn't matter. I'm just going to do one here on the right side. A lot of times I do the left side, so I thought I'd change it up a little bit. Done with the Secret C, so I'm going to close that. Grab my crushed curry. I'm going to ink the top of this one up. And I didn't want to put one of these embellishments on the inside of the card. So that's why I grabbed that heart stamp. And I'm going to use Flirty Flamingo. And I'm using the same colors in all of my projects for this Advent Calendar series. That way you don't have to have too many ink pads on hand if you get these card kits, you can make them. So there we go. It's got a nice little heart on top. Had to decorate that up just a little bit to keep up with the ones that are going to be on the front. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this over. Get some adhesive on it. I think I'm going to take my Pierce mat out of the way. Oop. Little dog hair on there. From my little Lexi girl. Okay, I'm going to open this up. This is going to be the inside of my card. I always like to decorate the inside of my cards. There we go. Now this one, I'm going to go ahead. Let me think here. How do I want to do this? I'm going to go ahead and put those strawberries on. I'm going to be putting this on with dimensionals. So a lot of times I don't put embellishments on if I'm going to use seal, because this ends up buckling a little bit. Since I'm using dimensionals, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to grab these, turn this back over again. And like I said, 2 full sheets. I've already used 3 of my strawberries, and that's what I'm going to use here. You can use whichever ones you want. The cherries would look cute too. I'm going to put a strawberry here on this one. But see, they're a little puffy. I really like them. They're soft. I think these are cute. We've got another set of these that are coming in the, see, have they gotten here already? We might already have some of these. I think there's some new ones coming with the stuff coming out in January, if I do believe, if I'm thinking right. Okay, there we go. So we've got them decorated. I'm going to turn this over. I'm going to grab my Stampin' Dimensionals. You know what? I think I'm going to use my black ones. I almost use my white ones, which will work. But the black ones, they won't show up at all underneath here with this dark cardstock. And I'm going to go ahead and put one here in the middle, just so it doesn't cave in. Go ahead and take these off with my Take Your Pick tool. That one didn't want to cooperate. There we go. And then this is going to go right in the center. That fold is on top, because that time you definitely want to make sure that fold is on top. Get that on straight. I'm just going to tap it in case I want to move it. Get my birthday wishes. I've got one last piece of cardstock. This is a 3 1/4 by 3/4 inches. I'm going to grab my seal. And this will just go right along the center. See, sometimes they're perfect. I usually start with one end and then go across. And if it doesn't line up, then I just move it a little bit. Now I'm going to go ahead and push it down because I can tell it's right where I want it. Now, it's going to be here, but the bottom is going to be hanging off a little bit. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put some adhesive here along the top. So there it is. I kind of moved it this way so the top is on the bottom. Put some adhesive there. So this part will stick onto that. And then I'm going to take the nice thing with the black. We've got the regular size. The black dimensionals also in the pack have the minis. And I'm just going to put 2 on each corner at the very bottom. And then one here in the middle. So they're right along the edge. Take the paper backings off. If I'd used the regular sized ones, it would have interfered with this piece. That's why I grabbed the minis. Oh, come on. That last one doesn't want to come up. There we go. Now I can put this on. So the top of it where the adhesive at is on here and the dimensionals are hanging off the bottom. Get that right in the middle and bring it up a little bit. So that's why it was okay to have all that white space under here, because the birthday wishes goes underneath. Move it over to the left just a little bit. That looks good. I'm going to push everything down. And if you can believe it, that's it. My Day 6 card comes together really quick, so it's a cute little birthday card. You can do whatever you want with the sentiment. It can be something else. You can give cupcakes to people for other reasons. But I decided to make this one a birthday card. So I hope you liked that one. Now make sure that you keep coming back to watch the rest of my 12 Days of Crafting Advent Calendar series. I've still got days 7 through 12 to do, so this is just the halfway point. Hope you enjoyed this one. And if you aren't subscribing to my channel and want to keep in touch with me, make sure that you click that subscribe button, then select all when you see that bell notification pop up. That way YouTube will notify you every time I do a video and you won't miss any of them. And like I said, I will be putting all of these videos under that my playlist for this Advent Calendar series. And if you live in the United States and do not have a demonstrator of your own, I would love to be yours. And I would love to send out your first set of catalogs out to you for free. So this is for everybody who lives in the U.S. that does not have a demonstrator of your own. This is the new one that just came out. This is the January to April. It will be coming out, I should say, on January 6th, I think is the day it starts. Yes, it is. So January 6th is when this starts. So just click that contact me link below in the video description. I will send this one out, and I will also send the annual catalog out to you if you don't have that either, because this is good through the end of April. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye, guys.